Usually this is going to sound ridiculous, but you're walking through IT Park and somebody catches your eye. She loved God and she didn't have children and she was active in her church and she was a sweet woman. And in the United States, that's unheard of. Don't hate me for that. I need to be careful with my words here.
Hi, please tell us your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name's Jared and I'm from the United States. I've lived in 8 states in the USA. My favorite state is Florida and that's where I've most recently come from. I left the United States about 2 years ago and have been traveling full time. I started in Ecuador, went down to Colombia, then crossed the oceans over to the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia. I spent several months in Malaysia and now I'm back in the Philippines. And part of the reason why I like the Philippines is because you have a large swath of the population that actually speaks English. So in the life of an expat or a traveler that is an English only speaker, obviously that's going to be a huge benefit, even though there's a lot of tools today that can help you with translation, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so you're here mainly for English. What about like women? Are you single? Are you dating? What's going on?
Yeah, so I am dating. I am single, never married. I would like to find a nice, godly young woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I think the Philippines is a good place for that. There's all kinds of, people here and with different perspectives. But one of the things that I like about the Philippines is you can find a more traditional woman, versus some other countries that are more progressive. Here, you still have some women that really would, like to have family, honor their men. And I think that's important. I'm a little bit old fashioned. And so I hope your viewers don't hate me for that.
No, I think a lot of us can relate. And I think a lot of men are here for specifically that reason.
Yeah.
Right. To find a more traditional woman compared to women in the West, right?
Yeah.
So you've dated some Filipinas here?
I have dated some Filipinas here. I haven't found the one yet, but I have made some friends. And so, I think that's good. And I think that, I could definitely settle down with the Filipina and, make the Philippines my permanent home as the governments of the world allow me to do so.
What's the difference between dating Filipinas compared to Western women?
Yeah, dating a Filipina, I think that I need to be careful with my words here, but when people have experienced suffering from poverty, it makes them see more clearly what's valuable and what's not. So I think in some regards, there's a humility about that that is actually quite beautiful because, they value the relationship more because they understand what's important in life. And I think that, I found that Filipinas, they're more down to earth than typical women in the West. Now, and of course I'm painting with the broad, stroke there and I don't want to totally generalize, but in my opinion, I think that if you came to the Philippines looking for a woman that is, more humble, and I'm not talking subservient. I'm not talking about some male domination kind of type thing. I'm just talking about a woman that cares about family, that has an honor and a respect for a man. And I think that's something that a lot of men can resonate with.
Definitely. And what's your, are you living in the city or the province? Where are you living at?
So right now I live in IT Park and I travel out from here. So the IT Park is in the heart of Cebu City. And, I like Cebu City. I've stayed in several other cities and Cebu, one of the things I appreciate is they have pretty decent internet in most places around here in the developed areas. And so that's important. It's not on par with, say, Thailand or Japan or Korea, but as far as the Philippines goes, it has pretty good internet connectivity and the speeds are pretty good.
Yeah, I hear you. Now you seem very well traveled and you're willing to marry a Filipina and just settle down here.
Yeah.
So why the Philippines, aside from English, obviously, compared to other Asian countries? Cause, why here specifically?
Okay. So for me, I think that there's still a bit of the Western mindset. And to be honest and to be frank, the influence of Christianity has shaped the culture in a way that is reminiscent of some cultures in the USA. And so, for me, I'm a guy that I appreciate a woman that is into family and to God and, kind of wants to take that direction in her life. And so, that's, to me, it just, it, it, it lends to a higher quality of woman,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Okay. Very interesting. You're the first person I've interviewed that's mentioned that,
Yep.
even though it seems to be a very big part of Filipino culture.
It is.
So tell me a bit more about that. Like, you believe in, are you Christian yourself or?
Yeah. So, here in the Philippines, it's predominantly Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, there's still that influence of Jesus. I am a follower of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself a disciple. I read the Bible. I believe in what the Bible says. And so my morality is kind of based off scripture and what the scriptures say. I'm a flawed person. Like, I haven't always been faithful, and I'm ashamed to say that, but intrinsically, that is what's shaping my worldview. And I think that here in the Philippines, you'll find, that most people believe in God enough to where it's actually influencing their life. A lot of people go to church here on Sunday, whether it's Catholic or Christian. There are also, I'll say, a lot of Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, and other denominations that we would consider to be, not orthodox, not traditional, if that makes sense, without calling it a slanderous name.
Got it. Okay. And let me know, how do you meet these good Christian women? Are you on dating sites, in person, church? How do you meet women you want to date?
Yeah. So, church is a good start. There's some churches around here. I visited a few, and I'm still looking for a place to call my home church. Mm-hmm. But usually this is going to sound ridiculous, but you're walking through IT Park and somebody catches your eye. Mm-hmm. You start a conversation with them. You go over the things that might be important to you, such as, are you married? That could be very important to you. No, she may say, no, I'm not married. Do you have kids? I have a child, or I don't have a child. Mm-hmm. And then, you can say something as simple as, well, I'm a single man and I'm looking for a good woman to settle down with. Are you single? Are you available? Would you like to hang out sometime? Would you like to chat? And that's the way I do it. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not the pickup artist. Yeah. So I get shot down, I'm getting older in age. And so I think that still plays a part. Mm-hmm. But even a younger woman, like the last woman that I had a date with, she was 28 years old. Mm-hmm. And, she loved God, and she didn't have children, and she was active in her church, and she was a sweet woman. And, we just decided to leave it as friends. Yeah. But I think that just the fact that I found that it's a plus. It's a good thing.
Got it. Now, would you say Filipinas are more approachable than Western women?
100%. I mean, listen, nobody likes to get shot down. Mm-hmm. I've been shot down so many times, but as a man, if you don't try, love is risky. If you don't risk loving somebody, if you don't risk putting it out there, then you'll never receive the reward of love. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you risk love in order to receive the reward of love. And it's worth it when you finally attain it. Right?
Right.
At least that's what they tell me.
No, I agree completely. What about some dislikes? Some things you don't like about this place, or you can't quite adapt or adjust to?
Okay. So there's a lot of great things about the Philippines. But there are some things that bother me. For example, today I went to the Honda shop, the Yamaha shop, and the, Royal Enfield shop. I'm looking for a motorcycle to purchase. And I went to all these places, got prices, did my research. The last place I went to, which was the Royal Enfield place, they have the neat little cafe racer bikes. Mm-hmm. They told me there's a 2-month waiting period just to buy a vehicle. So they have to do all this paperwork before you can even get on the bike and right away. So to me, like in the United States, that's unheard of. You got the cash, you out the door with your bike, Last bike I bought was when I was just a kid, new, was a CBR 600 F2. Mm-hmm. I bought that thing brand new for like $7,200, and I rode away with it the same day. But here in the Philippines, you gotta wait at least a month and a half for them to do all the paperwork before you can even get the bike. I said, I might change my mind in that amount of time.
I might not be alive until that.
Exactly.
It's a long time, 6 weeks. You never know what can happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, and so that's one thing that, the red tape, the process here, it's almost like there's no thinking outside of the box. In other words, if you're staying in a hotel or you have an apartment and you want something that's a little bit unique, I'm sorry, sir, that's unavailable. And there's no appeal to the next level of management to see that they can accommodate you in some cases. Yeah. Now, the place that I'm staying, my apartment, I got in early enough and I made friends with the Chinese owner and they accommodated me. I needed an extra desk for the things that I do. And so, they gave me an extra table in my room. But I later heard that the command was that they will not be accommodating other people in that way. So I think that's kind of the mindset here in the Philippines. Another thing that drives me mad, the long lines in the grocery store. If you think that you're going to buy a few items at the supermercado and get out of there in 10 minutes, you're going to spend 10 minutes shopping and 25 minutes waiting in line. And it's just the way it is. So it is a lesson in patience in the Philippines, especially if you're also one that is depending on, the public transit system, then, it's going to test your patience at times. And so, another thing is the proximity of people. In the U.S., we like our space, right? Like, but here in the Philippines, you're going to have somebody that's like touching you. Yeah. When you're sitting on the bus, you're going to have, in the mall, they're going to be right on your heels, kicking the back of your shoes. And so that's some of the things that are not my favorite things about the Philippines. There's plenty of things I do like aside from, the culture, not super crazy about the food. But if you're able to cook for yourself, then you can eat more healthy. Yeah. But I found that a lot of Filipino food isn't so healthy. And that's a little bit concerning for me, for the people of the Philippines, actually.
What about finance? Are you retired? Are you working? How do you make a living in the Philippines?
Yeah. So I do writing. I have a newsletter that I send out, and that is my, primary stream of income. I am looking to do some different things. I have a YouTube channel that I've tried to get going, still working on that. But the world is changing at such a high rate right now with the whole AI thing. Everything is changing. ChatGPT is just the beginning. They have Grok, they have, Claude, many others. China came out with DeepSeek. And, it's just changing the way that media is done. And so I'm still in that place of trying to adjust. Since I'm an older man, maybe my learning curve is a little steeper than others, but, I do have a master's degree in communication. So, it's not unfamiliar territory, but uncharted for me.
You said about a YouTube channel. Do you have a specific one you want to share your link? What's the name of your channel?
So my channel is still in development. I was doing walking tours of Cebu primarily. It's called Wander Wazer. And basically I'm just showing different, like IT Park, like different places. I don't talk a lot in my videos. Basically it's for the atmosphere and just to see kind of what things are like. But I'm transitioning. So Wander Wazer you may see some changes on that channel, but please come on, check me out, subscribe, do all the things that we, as influencers or wannabe influencers want you to do. Click that like button, leave a comment, especially on this particular episode, blow up that like button.
Awesome, man. You got great energy. I'm sure you'll do really well.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to put the link to your channel in the description. People can go and subscribe and follow you.
Cool. And I'll do the same for you. I'm interested to see how this comes out and check out your content. And, I've been to 30 nations. And so it's always interesting to connect with other people that like to travel. The world is just an amazing and fascinating place. And sadly, people in the United States, a lot of people don't travel. It is something special to go from, say, California to Colorado to Florida. We have a lot of terrain and special spots in the USA, but the world is a big and vast place. And so, man, get out there and check out Colombia, or check out Thailand, or check out Vietnam. You know, go to one of these places and just see how other people live. And well, number one, it will make you thankful for things that you do have wherever you live. And number two, it will help you to see things, how maybe you can contribute to society to make something better in the place that you're from. I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
Excellent advice, man. Love to hear it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
And that was Jared. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you think of his experience in the Philippines, why he's here, his actual experience meeting conservative, more God-fearing, religious women in the Philippines. And let me know if that's been your experience, or if that's something you're even interested in, anything you want to share. If you take your time to write it, I'll take your time to respond. And if you enjoyed this video, take a second out of your day, just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and that's it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and explore this park, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.